Hi, my name is Jordan. For my final project in Unit 7, I'm going to be talking about improper versus proper sex. Sorry. So improper and proper sex is all up to society's definition. Society deems, so we'll just say, for instance, in the United States, our society here deems what is appropriate, what is okay, and what is acceptable and normal. That would be the proper side of sex. And then improper sex would be things that are deviant, considered amoral or wrong, or weird, I guess. And it's an incredibly fine line on what is improper or proper. Basically, the only type of proper sex is heterosexual, vanilla, married even sex between a man and a woman who are married. In the extreme case of what is considered proper, it would only be for procreation, not for pleasure, especially not for the woman. And improper sex would be any type of homosexual, LGBTQ, disabled, kinky, any type of pornography, like watching or participating in it, or having a fetish would be considered improper. And that's really, I think, stigmatized, as all of those are, and they're all considered improper because I believe over the centuries, it is going back centuries, improper sex has stemmed from religion, and it's it's been very politicized. Especially women are so often like the target of like strict rules and expectations in regards to sex. And, virgins are pure and admired, whereas women who aren't virgins are often, dirty or impure or loose, which that's a whole nother topic, and they're shamed when they have sex, whereas men are so often applauded for having sex, like they're high-fived and they brag about it, whereas like the women are like treated, like they just did something illegal. So and what's crazy is to think about how these like rigid beliefs about sex, and they're still to this day, like in 2018, it's still seen as unusual or wrong for someone to be gay or to even masturbate. Like, people literally used to tie their kids down at night so they would not masturbate. And it's just so silly because, like, masturbation doesn't hurt anybody. And especially those who are really religious, if they don't want them engaging in premarital sex, you would think that masturbation would be okay because it's a way to, like, release that need. But people literally used to tie down adolescents so they wouldn't masturbate at night. And even more so, I think masturbation is not as improper as it used to be, but it definitely still is for women. Like, women aren't really, it's not really talked about that women masturbate, even though it's, studies have shown that a good majority of women do engage in masturbation. And also pornography, which is improper pretty much no matter what. But this kind of is a segue into like pornography that is like specifically for women. So in the porn for women article that was in Unit 3, it was noted that although there is porn out there for women, so like these porn companies are acknowledging that women are watching porn and they want to watch porn, but they're like making porn or marketing porn that is romantic, just like for women. Like that's the women category. So like what they mean by romantic is like dimmed lighting, it's very sensual and slow and like love making, and then there's like eye contact throughout the whole thing, and it's all about like love, and it's overwhelmingly heterosexual. And it's just, I don't understand why, gender roles are forced onto basically literally everything in our society, but I don't really, like, they've even found a way to gender pornography. Like, there's, like, men, women, gender fluid individuals, everyone has their own preferences or desires or fantasies or what have you, and the fact that, like, the women's section, why can't women just watch normal pornography? Like, why do they need their own special category? It's like all the same. Like it would be like having movies and having all these genres for men, not even labeled for men, just all these genres, and then having a specific genre for women, tailored to what they think women want. So it's just kind of silly, and not to mention, like, those activities, that setting is in, like, every romance movie, every romantic comedy. Like, I don't even see how that, if they're showing, if they're showing them, like, naked and actually, like, they show everything going on, obviously that can't be shown in, movies, because it's illegal to see an erect penis, although it's okay for people to be able to see a woman's entire body, but that's its own conversation. But the whole, like, eye contact and love and candles and everything, that can be found in, like, every romance movie. So, and what's also, like, assumed about women is that they're supposed to be, there's, like, this another fine line where the women are expected to be sexual human beings, but not. Like, women aren't supposed to be flamboyant about their sexuality. They're not supposed to, but they need to be sexy still, It's almost like women are expected to almost be asexual and only be interested in, like, romance and love, and only men are interested in sex and enjoy sex and want to have sex. And, asexuality is, like, another concept, another thing, another improper form of sex that people just, for some reason, just can't grasp or understand. Like, people have this notion that women aren't interested in sex and don't want to have sex. Yet, when someone identifies as asexual, people are like, how? Like they don't understand it. Like, they don't understand how people couldn't be sexually interested in other people, or how they couldn't want to have sex or desire to have sex or have the urge to have sex. Like, in the asexuality podcast, Sarah talks about how, like, asexuality is not aromantic. They're not, like, synonymous for each other. Like, you can be asexual and still want and crave romantic relationships with people, and then vice versa. Like, people, for hundreds of years, sex has been described to be proper if it's between a man and a woman, and usually if they're married, and it's just normal vanilla sex. Whereas improper sex is any type of LGBTQ activity, pornography, anything erotic, like any type of like fetish or kinkiness or sex toys or pornography or masturbation. Just the list goes on and on and on and on. And I don't think it should be, I think there's something clearly wrong when what's improper, the list goes on and on and on and on and on, and then what is proper, it's just one thing. There's one thing that's deemed improper, or there's one thing that is deemed proper and there's hundreds of things that are deemed improper. So obviously something is wrong there, and something should and hopefully does change over the course of time, sooner rather than later. That pretty much just wraps up everything I've been trying to say. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.